Listen in as 5 friends take turns weaving stories through the tabletop game of their choice. This is 5 GMs in a Trench Coat.
Hello everyone and welcome to 5 GMs in a Trench Coat. My name is Tanner and I'll be your GM for today. To my right...
Hi.
We're off to a great start.
Hey, I missed you. It's me, Tanlin. I play Devon.
Hello, I'm Jesse. I didn't miss you. I'm pretty neutral towards the whole thing. But I play Titus, the Typhoon.
Hi, I'm Kim and I play B, and I did miss you guys. Imagine the little finger heart thing. That's me right now.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Jack.
Oftentimes obviously we do like a little like intro thing. I like how Jesse decided, you know what? It said, I just don't miss you guys. I like that Talon's like, I missed you guys, and Talon's like, oh, you know, the audience, they're there, I guess.
Adam specifically didn't say whether or not he missed.
I just actively didn't comment.
Yeah, here's the thing. That still means we're at a net positive because you're negative to positive.
What? No, mine was neutral.
So, last we left off, you guys had just returned from a mission. You gathered a bunch of people from all around the Republic who are joining forces with Mabel's revolution.
Correct.
You got back. You guys met Jack, obviously, and
Hi.
The fucking kebab guy.
that's right. He's kebab guy, and the
You mean our punishment for kicking our Sally out?
Hey guys, that was on you.
I'm nothing but helpful.
No, that was on you guys. That was
Entirely
on
on Devon. Like,
Yeah.
mostly on Devon, but not entirely.
Mostly, but not entirely.
So you guys met Jack. He's your punishment, right? And then we got back, and it's been about a week now. Another week has passed, and it's been a lot of downtime. But Mabel's kept you grounded. You guys haven't really been sent off on any missions, even individually, on any errands or anything like that. There have been a lot of meetings.
He's mad at us.
So
Jack's not doing well.
he's
Are you pacing?
Mabel's probably talking to you, Titus, about the whole, like, use Rodrigo as a bait to keep the Republic away plan. Because, if I recall correctly, you were the one who suggested it.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like, you know, what do you... He's talking to you kind of privately, like, hey, what do you think of this? Like, we're thinking these routes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How does Titus handle that?
Oh, well, you know, he has been pretty morally torn apart by this choice. But he's, like, seeing it through. So he's going to do his best to, like... you know, make the plan work.
Okay, got it. So trying to help, but obviously a little confused. Yeah. Having a tough time with it.
Mm-hmm.
Devon and B, so there have been a lot of meetings with the new groups who have joined, and Mabel's kind of been like inviting you guys to come, but it's basically like, hey, like, come, like, you guys gotta come with me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Mabel. It's usually just you guys and Mabel as like kind of the representatives of the original like whole plan, right? So it's mostly just to back him up, right? Like, because he wants like somebody there. Do you guys really participate at all, or do you kind of just let Mabel do the talking and stand next to him?
yeah, I'm just standing next to him. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I would chime in every now and then, but I think B's still recovering from getting fucking a whole bomb through her.
No, for sure. So Prato, which is B's race, they heal a little faster than like a human might, but it's still, you know, you got shot a couple of times, I think, right?
Yeah.
So you're not in a great place.
I also got shot, didn't I?
No, I got shot for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I
yeah,
have
Jack.
physical stress on my thing.
It's because you took shrapnel.
Ah.
Yeah. So if you got shot, it'll be on your consequences.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but physical stress is just a representation.
Yeah, I have
of, like,
hole in lung written on my character sheet, so...
That was rough, buddy. Good thing you have two.
Yeah.
But
I just have failing liver on mine.
that's permanent, right? You know.
That's you.
And it's self-imposed. Like nobody did that to Titus. So, Jack,
Oh, yeah.
you've been mostly left to your own devices. Nobody's really asking you to do anything. Nobody's really bothering you.
Oh, yeah, I'm just rummaging through people's stuff.
Yeah, constantly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's like a whole week, right?
Yeah.
I have a question. Did I know that they had kidnapped the premier?
Have they told you that yet?
Well, no, just like, was that news? Because I don't think we talked about it, but was that news?
Oh, okay, so...
It reached me.
Yes, but Jack's... I don't know how smart Jack is, but he's at least aware that the Republic's pretty shady, so he he might be like, oh, this could be propaganda. Like that maybe like there's something else happened. But
I definitely probe for that.
okay, so you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, do me a favor and roll me like a rapport.
0 flat. I got almost all minuses.
The
Yeah.
dice don't like this new character.
Yeah,
Who
Jackson.
the fuck is
I
this
did
guy?
fine when I was killing people.
Well, nobody's really like unless you are asking like, hey,
Oh
did you guys
yeah, I'm walking up to not Devon.
Mabel?
No, not Mabel. Oh my god, not Titus, but the other T. Tandem.
Tandem.
Yeah, I kind of walk up to Tandem and I call him Titus. I'm like, oh hey Titus, I have a question.
Saying all pirates look the same.
No, I know that his name is Tandem. I'm
Oh.
doing it on purpose.
So
I hate this character.
so Tandem's probably hanging out around a ship, maybe just on the docks.
Titus, hello.
He doesn't face you, like he's facing away from you, so he doesn't turn.
Start tapping on him. Yoo-hoo, Titus.
He he turns around and there's a little scroll and you can't read what it says. It's
Yeah.
like a letter or something, and he like looks over and he says, "Oh, I gotta do the fucking."
Oh shit!
God damn it.
Time.
Yeah, I forgot about this. Okay, hold on.
Should have like a little like
Theme song?
Yeah.
Like a game show almost? It's just that, actually. I'm gonna clip it.
You're gonna
Alright.
put that every time.
What is 5? Crikey, it's
Australian
Australian again.
I think he's just Australian.
That's
I think we should
crazy,
stick
guys.
with it.
Yeah.
I think it's
pretty
good.
So Tandem turns to you and says, "Crikey, mate, you scared me."
Sorry.
My name's not Titus. I'm Tandem.
Oh, Tandem. Did you guys really kidnap the premier?
So Tandem is looking at you, and he has a good poker face. He keeps it for a second.
I think I'm just a little too close to
Yeah.
Tandem.
He's looking you in the eye, and oh god,
Are you
you're
mouth
so
breathing?
creepy. Are you mouth breathing?
No.
Okay, thank God.
But he's breathing out of one nostril. And he's
One
definitely-
nostril?
Yeah, and he's doing it on purpose.
Is there one little whistle coming out the other nostril?
Oh god. So
He has full nasal control.
That's
It's impressive,
so-
right?
Make it one of your aspects.
Yeah, putting his own ass on his full nasal
So-
control. He can hold his breath for a long time.
I was
He's a
gonna-
fucking marine. Like,
So Tandem looks you in the face like he's like keeping your gaze, and maybe like a beat passes, and he just gets up and he yells out, "Mabel, Mabel, I'm not dealing with this," and he walks off.
I'm gonna assume that's a yes. Is there anyone else on the ship?
You see Jameson,
I kind of like wave at him.
and he nods at you like
Hey,
slowly.
Jameson.
He looks at you and he's nodding slowly.
Yeah. Where?
Oh no.
Jameson leans in. I can't. It's not a great idea for me to tell you because it's not my place necessarily. But if we were to have a high value prisoner that wasn't on the island, because I imagine you haven't seen him there already, then it might be on, say, a ship we have. And if he were to be on a ship, then I'm sure you can guess where he might be.
Many thanks. And I just go downstairs
Okay.
on the ship.
He walks like just away. Like he's like, "Oh, I didn't say anything."
Because I remember.
They were building him.
Yeah, they were building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's still in process.
Hold on.
No.
We've kept him in this boat for a long time, which
Continuity.
I was furious as Odyssey as a player that we took him to the mission.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
so you do go down.
Yeah, like, excuse me, old man. As I walk down, I'm just yelling, old man.
Old
man.
Yeah, actually, nobody cares.
Old man.
So he is still in his like little cell. It's not hard for you to
Uh-huh.
find him. You keep yelling even after you found him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Old man.
So Rodrigo, it looks a little worse for wear. He doesn't look like a tortured prisoner of war, but he probably hasn't bathed in a while.
Oh,
And
bud, you look like shit.
he's still wearing robes and stuff that he was
Uh-huh.
wearing weeks ago. Maybe they've been washed, but
Yeah.
they don't look great either. He looks disheveled, to say the least. And he's just staring up at the wall, not sitting on the little chair they have for him. Then he looks over at you, and he squints. And are you wearing your cavalier gear?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he says. He looks at you, and then he looks around, and he says, "I guess that means you're not here to save me, because I imagine I'd be out of here if you were."
I'll let you out.
He perks an eyebrow, and
I mean, what would you do if you got out? You know, you're an old man.
He nods. He says, "Frankly, I don't think there is anything I could do. I guess you're right.
Yeah. So you want me to unlock the gate and head out?
If you'd be so kind." I like Adam looking Tanner in the eye and being like, "I'm gonna do this, bitch. Do it."
I think I kind of just laugh and I probably clink my dagger on the bars. I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't do that. I just got here. I gotta make friends.
Rodrigo, he nods and he says, "I think that'd be smart. So you're new?
Yeah.
Do you know? Are you working with B and Devon and the other one? I think Titus.
I think it's tandem.
Why does no one know Titus?
So he says, "Are you working with them?
Yeah, I helped him out a little bit.
Do you know what happened to Araceli?
Who? I think he died.
Ah.
They said something about the other guy dying or something like that. I don't know. Why? Did you like him?
I was interested. He was curious to me.
I wish I got to meet him.
So Rodrigo says, "What made you decide to leave?" And he gestures to your garb.
I decided a while ago. I've been feeding them information for a while. I've been killing Cavaliers. You know.
So he says, once you say I've been killing Cavaliers, he says, interesting. And how long have you been doing that for?
I don't know, a while. Probably 2 years out the academy. I was maybe an actual Cavalier for a while. And then your Cavaliers are just such shitheads, you know? And they're not very kind people, and they don't really help anybody. And it just seems like it's better with them not around.
He nods, and he gets up, and he kind of looks at you, and there's legitimate interest. He's listening to you, and he says, "I wasn't aware that they were perceived that way, frankly."
There's no way.
And he's rubbing his lip with one finger, kind of just in thought, right? Mm-hmm. And he says, "Frankly, I thought I knew my people better than that."
Yeah, I mean, we probably don't always realize we're the bad guy until the story's written. Maybe we're on the wrong side, I don't know, but as far as it's been, I like helping old ladies with bags, and I like killing Cavaliers, so I guess I'll see you later. They want to get up and walk out.
Okay.
Yeah. Deuces out, fucko.
See you later, Stinky.
He calls out and he says, "Your name?"
And I just walk upstairs. Jack's too smart for that.
So...
He's so wanted to let him out of the gate.
Yeah.
Let's toss some shit.
That was so
His cousin is
nerve-wracking.
So a couple days go by,
Yeah.
a couple more days. And Devon, so the dragons are all still in the roost, and they can still fly about, right? They're not chained, right? It's just that you guys don't have any missions to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Mabel's keeping you guys close right now. So Devon, are you checking up on them regularly?
Always. Yeah, they're my little bubbles.
Okay. So
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Because honestly left.
Hmm?
He left them stuff in their rooms. I don't know when they would have seen it.
Oh, yeah, okay, so they would have seen it probably... Yeah, they would have seen it about now.
Okay.
Probably about a couple days after the mission. So maybe
Right.
we'll say the same day you had that conversation with
All right,
Rodrigo, if
yeah,
that's okay?
For sure, yeah. That works.
So what do they find in their rooms? Adam?
Yeah, so we'll start with Devon. What Devon finds. Devon just finds 2 hair ties. the 2 hair ties that honestly used to keep his braids in. Just left on his pillow. Just two little rubber bands left on his pillow.
And Devon has long hair, so he probably has his own
Yeah.
hair ties. So he probably just thinks they're his.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, I don't remember
That's
leaving
weird.
this
Yeah, definitely. But for Titus, he would have left behind his sword and his gun that he got, his ornate fancy 6-shooter. So he would have left that in your room, kind of on your stuff.
Oh.
No note, just that.
Well, Titus is gonna feel bad.
And yeah, because maybe he even hit it a little bit, so it takes you guys a while. You probably lay down and it's under.
I lay down, the gun goes off.
Oh god!
Oh, I hate it when this happens.
Yeah.
Why does this always happen
Wait,
to
this
me?
isn't mine. Yeah. Yeah, he left that for you, and then with you, B. Well, actually, yeah. So with B, he would have left the wrist mount that he had, and I actually kind of want to talk to you. Would he have been able to tinker with it to make it tick to her magic a little more? Because I mean, he's a tinkerer.
Well, so
he had a long time before they got back.
I don't know how well he understands, because most of B's magic is plant-based, right?
Yes, yeah.
I don't know how well Arcelor one understands plants.
I'll tell you what his goal was. It
Okay.
was just to kind of like tinker with it in the sense of like putting plant matter in the little holes and like kind of make it a little more like applicable to her funneling her magic through it rather than his.
I hear you. So I think what how I interpreted the device to work is that it funnels magic, not literally, but not magic itself, but whatever is produced by magic, right? So if you can come up with a way for that to work with plants, I'll hear you out.
Yeah. So I think, like I said, I think he probably kind of made it function a little more like a firearm.
Okay.
Except there are like probably I think what he would have gone for, because it changes kind of abilities. I think at least in like 3 of them he would have gone for like a spray shot of seeds.
Sure, that makes
So I
sense to
think
me. Yeah,
that's-
something
yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I've gone with.
So like like an air gun, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, I hear
Like,
you.
have you ever seen a salt gun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Salt gun.
Sure. Okay. I hear you. I like that idea.
Cool.
So yeah, then you find that you can add that, and we'll go over how that works for you later.
Yeah, it has a little note, and it's like, I hope it helps. Just, I hope it helps. And then he leaves his board that he can fly with for tandem. But it just says like, you'll probably figure out how to use it, I guess. I don't know.
So then maybe like throughout the week, you guys are hearing like, what does it sound like?
Well, one, you need to have fire magic.
No, I understand. What does it sound like?
Oh no!
Okay. Well, that's when it works, right?
Yeah.
So maybe
It's not working.
I was gonna say, so a couple times you guys might hear just like loud like clanking sounds outside, and then at least one day, one of you hears like clunk clunk clunk. Does one of you go and try to help Tandem?
Yeah, I'd go figure out what the fuck he's up to.
Oh, he's falling.
Oh no.
Well, it can glide if it has the glider out.
He's falling.
Well,
Oh my god.
Honestly,
Is anybody gonna help him?
Yeah, Titus is
Yeah.
gonna go
I
try
was-
to help him.
I was gonna say anybody who hears. I mean, his scream's pretty loud, so like a lot of the bass, I'm sure hears.
I think Jack's just like watching, just like looking over the edge, like.
So
Again?
somebody's gonna. So
How
we'll
did
say
this guy fall?
Titus, you hop on Tempest and go get Tandem.
Yeah.
So when you pick him up, I'm not gonna make you roll. When you pick him up, he's like, "How do Arcelli do this? This is crazy.
Oh.
Look at this thing.
Yeah, he was an insane little guy.
He wasn't that little."
Yeah, he's actually pretty big.
Yeah.
He probably had more mass than Titus.
Wait, so where are you guys talking about this? Just kind of like on the edge?
Well, so that's as they're coming up and back on.
Oh, okay. Because I think Jackson like, did you guys just like take the dead guy's stuff?
I don't think he's dead. He gave me this, and I just start waving around the pistol.
I thought you said he was dead.
I never said that.
Oh, okay. Are
Yeah,
you?
I would be up there because I was
Okay.
gonna.
I thought you guys said he's not dead.
I mean,
Did I say he was dead?
I mean, we never
Did I
said
lie to
he was.
myself?
I mean, we never said he was dead.
Oh, okay. Cool. So yeah, I just took his stuff and he left.
He gave me this board, but I don't get how to use it. Can you, Jack? Can you
Yeah.
figure it out?
do you know fire magic?
Jack kind of looks at it. And he's like, I think that if you have to get a running start and then jump and get on it.
Don't listen to him, Tandem.
So
Dead,
yeah.
dead face. Like, yeah.
So you say that, B, and Tandem's already like about to start running for a running start. He's like, oh no, of course not. And
Yeah,
then
I know that'd be silly.
and he leans over to Tyson and says, what if we fill it with gunpowder?
I mean, that's pretty much fire magic, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know much about fire or magic,
Oh my god.
but seems to be the same thing to me.
So
It just blows up.
we just,
Like
we just kill
under a
him.
You know, it
Tandem's
really sucks
dead.
because Devon isn't there right now. Like
Yeah.
he's doing.
Yeah.
He's off doing God knows what.
He's still fucking brooding,
and
even though his problem was
Sitting in his
gone.
room, harumph.
maybe at the
Mike,
same
the thing that upset me's done, and I'm
No,
still
But
mad.
it really suck if he comes outside and everyone's fucking blown up because these fuckers are fucking with shit.
Well,
Walks outside, Titus has no arms, and Tandem is on the ground without legs.
to all of us,
He's dead!
it's the SpongeBob SpongeBob, the Mr. Krabs, and everything's on fire.
No.
Yeah.
Or when Jeff,
so
or no, when
Oh, when Troy comes back
yeah,
for
when
getting
Troy
the-
comes back being pizza.
Why would you try eating the troll?
So tandems Pierce. So Devon, yeah, maybe you're around this, maybe this at the same time, like you're up in the roost, like with the dragons as you often are,
Shit.
and you walk in, and Tempest and Kai might be like a little, they might seem a little off. What's your dragon's name, Adam? Your dragon's name?
Oh, for Jack. Sorry. I was like, Onacelli, what are you talking about,
What are you talking
bro? It is Staghorn Elkhorn.
All right, Stag. So Stag. How? Actually, I know you said Stag kind of looks coral-ish.
Yeah.
What's his
Yeah.
face look like?
It's very snapping turtle-esque. It's like kind of scrunched in. Like he's very like chunky.
Okay.
He's a big man.
Uh,
But yeah, it's very snapping
So
turtle.
kind of like a Turtwig. What's his final evolution?
Torterra.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, a lot like that.
Okay, so I was gonna say maybe it's hard to read. I mean, in order of how readable they are, it's probably Tempest and Kai pretty up there, and then maybe Stag.
I'd say Stag is really low.
Yeah,
he's
Stag-
like walking coral. Like he's like rocks.
I was gonna say
Like-
so Stag. It's
Yeah.
probably them, and then Stag, and then Siren's like alien. So I don't know how like where that like
You know what's
measure.
funny is Stag and Siren are both water dragons.
Yeah.
So
Gross.
maybe Tempest and Kai seem a little off, like
Mm.
when you walk in Devon, and Stag is I don't know, just hanging out probably.
Sleeping.
Yeah, like Stag. You don't get Stag quite yet.
It's just there's just a piece of coral in the center. You're like, what the fuck? Oh, it's the dragon.
How big is he?
He's pretty big. He's smaller than Reyna. I think
Would you
it's
say
like
he's the
exact
biggest
size.
out of our dragons?
I'd say he's like thicker, like broader, but I'd say like lengthwise and height-wise, he's pretty close to the same size. He's just like a little like, it's like I guess like not a running back, but like a straight up lineman, but not as
Word.
tall.
Okay.
Or maybe a little more running back even.
Okay.
But he's a little like stocky and just big.
Devon, that's the first thing you notice, and then you see Stag, who again it's like weird to you, like not
coral.
but you're getting used to him, and then you see Siren, and Siren looks a little different now. Just like maybe right now it looks his color's different. So what color would you say he is, Tanlin? Would you describe him as?
I would like to say because Devon sleeps with Siren
Right.
next to him. Always was he like not by him when he
Sometime-
woke up this morning?
Well, I think it's like feeding time. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's
okay.
just like you know what I mean. So Siren
Yeah,
might be
yeah,
off like eating with the other
Word,
dragons.
word.
You left for a bit and then you came back.
Okay.
And he was eating.
Okay. Yeah.
And in that time, in that few minutes, Siren has changed.
Oh.
It was very immediate.
Oh.
It was fast.
Oh boy, I think I might instantly be worried.
So
like,
put.
He's sick.
he's
what-
like a little greenish.
I was gonna say
think.
so a little more green than blue
Like-
before. Than he
Like
was before.
on like maybe like the tips of him.
Yes.
Like sort of like crawling up
Right.
upwards.
Yeah, yeah,
his-
yeah.
His extremities,
Right.
like green tingy.
Okay. So we'll say Siren's eating and he looks fine. I mean, like outside of that, he looks like he's doing all right. Again, Tempest and Kai look a little weirded out, but you know,
Yeah.
you were
I'm
weirded
a
out too.
doting parent. I
Yeah.
probably like oh no, like what's wrong? And like go and like check all of his things.
Roll me a dragon riding skill.
Oh. Oh. The dice are not happy today. That is a 2.
It's hard to say, right? I don't think you've ever seen this before, and Siren's already a pretty rare breed, so I don't think there's even a lot of like literature on this. So you might just be kind of in the dark right now. Like, I hope my dragon's okay.
Yeah, Devon is gonna be just fucking on edge.
Okay.
Fucking
My baby,
baby.
my baby.
my baby. He probably won't leave the roofs, to be
Okay.
honest.
So, and if he
Stay.
does, I imagine Siren's with him, like, he
Yes.
makes sure of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Siren still obeys you like he always has.
Okay.
That's no different. Yet.
You have one of those like puppy like thunder jackets on him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know the thunder. Look, so dogs, when they get nervous, they like having heavy blankets on them, so you can buy them heavy blankets. Yeah.
what?
Yeah, so Devon, you're taking care of Siren a lot. He doesn't seem to be ill or anything like that, as far as you can tell, but,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm gonna be worried regardless.
Of course, no, I totally understand.
It's something underlying.
He's stressed out.
Probably-
He's dying.
Probably like, is there a library on the Or
The
no?
the
books.
closest, yeah, I was gonna say the closest thing. I mean, people have books, and I'm sure you guys have all collected books about dragons. I'm sure Mabel
My
even
own
tries.
personal library.
Basically.
Yeah, I
And-
probably just like have a bunch of books around me
Yeah.
while I'm sitting in the roost next to my son. Just
Yeah, trying to figure it out. Yeah.
when him and Araceli flashed magic. Like, you know.
guys, I don't know how, but this is our son's
I would love that, actually. I'd be a fan.
So, Devon, he keeps that color change. It's like moving up his body slowly over the next few days. It started fast and has like if you probably watch, you can for like an hour. You're like, oh, I see it. Like
you
it's
can,
happening.
See the like chromatophores.
Yeah, just like very slowly working. its way-
Chromatophores.
Whatever.
Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, like very slowly working their way up his body. So he's definitely changing color. That's
So worried.
for now. That's what you can see.
So worried. I'm sick.
So
Queasy.
Yeah. What are we queasy, guys?
Would we?
another couple days pass. They're kind of quiet. No meetings. Now.
I'm sorry. I want to go talk to Mabel.
Okay. So Mabel's usually in his little office thing.
Yeah. So I kind of just like, I think I just walk in. I don't knock.
Okay.
I'm just kind of like, boom, boom, boom. So I would like to point out, I think something that Jack does is he walks very like incoherently on purpose.
Okay.
Because I think he doesn't want people to get a read on him at all in any capacity.
Okay.
And so he changes up like the gait of his walk.
No,
the
I
way
hear
he
you.
walks.
I get the guy. I get the idea of the guy.
Those
You
literally
know.
special ops.
He's
What?
the worst.
Yeah.
No,
like-
I don't think you quite understand. Like, because he's a cavalier,
Yeah.
and he was a good cavalier, and he has a special dragon.
So you walk in, and Mabel is looking just at some maps. Nobody is in there, and he looks up and he says, "Oh, Jack, do you need something?"
Hey, yeah, I need new clothes, and also the guy tried to get me to let him out of the prison in the boat. So
Mabel says, Mabel said, "You didn't, right?"
I thought about it.
Oh,
I didn't. Thought about it.
Of course. I'm glad you did.
Well, like, what's he gonna do? You know, what if we just let him out?
He becomes a lot more of a liability.
For who?
Everybody.
In what capacity?
If he gets captured again, then he knows a lot of then he has a lot of information. I think.
How's he gonna get off the island?
If somehow he's rescued.
Yeah.
And I think like maybe I don't know if anybody else like talks like to like engages with Jack.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like for sure nobody else on base outside of maybe
Yeah,
you know
them.
the crew, right?
Yeah.
But like Mabel always talks like he always like at least entertains you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, because also I was like a spy for Mabel for a very.
I was gonna
long
say
time,
you know him the best out of everybody, right?
Yeah.
And he he definitely like meets you halfway. He's like, it's just Jack. Like
Do you want me to kill him?
he looks at you and he like he starts thinking.
I can do it off base. We can say he escaped. And I think like his like cadence changes though.
Yeah. Mabel scratches his chin and he says, "Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, but I'll let you know if that needs to happen."
Yeah. Let me know when.
And for your clothes, you can talk to Jakira. I don't know that you've met her yet. She's,
Oh yeah, I'll go find her. That sounds good.
Yeah, she's our quartermaster. She's great.
You're just gonna yell for her.
She,
Shakira.
yeah.
Okay,
and
thank
she's over down
See
like.
you later. And I gotta walk out. Shakira. Shakira.
So do you want to roleplay getting new clothes?
No.
Okay, I was like, so
I
yeah.
changed the fit up.
What are you wearing now?
Oh shit.
Yeah, what do you change?
I
Up?
think we're gonna get straight to it. I think now it's a lot more kind of, I guess like civilian clothes with like pops of like color and like flair in
Okay.
like particular ways. But I think also like it's very like padded in the sense that like there's a lot of hidden pockets. I think he definitely looks
Right.
for like a lot of hidden pockets or even makes pockets.
Right.
And then he has like his jewelry on. I think he wears more jewelry now than he was
Gotcha.
previously because he's able to.
Right.
He keeps the boots though, the same
Alright.
boots that he was wearing. Yeah.
I figured. That makes sense.
Yeah, and all that. But yeah, I think for the most part, it's just like kind of basic civilian clothes.
Nice.
It
Okay.
doesn't look like combat clothes, and I think that's purposeful. You know.
Okay, no, that totally makes sense to me. Cool.
Or, like pops of color and stuff.
So then another couple days pass. It's quiet. You know, it's a pretty slow week, and maybe it's some nice time off for you guys. This happens some occasionally, but maybe you guys just going about your day, and you may remember Jane. She was the cavalier that you guys met in your first adventure
The
together.
cavalier we liberated.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Mabel sent her on a lot of recon missions recently, so she's kind of been off base a lot, which is, you guys don't see her as much.
Good for her.
But
Go Queen.
one day, her and her dragon fly back, and is anybody at the docks? Like, would anybody randomly be at the docks right now?
Are there docks
I'm at the
anywhere
docks.
near the roost?
No.
I'm at the docks.
Okay,
I just
so
rolled
Jack.
for it.
Anybody else?
No, Titus.
No, I think I'd be just in my room.
She doesn't know Jack.
Are there a lot of people to bug at the docks?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
The
lot
Jack's
of-
totally at the docks.
Okay.
Well,
Are
you know,
you sure
unless
she's at the Jack?
Tandem's having a party.
When is Tandem not having a party?
Okay, actually, it's early in the morning. Tandem had a party last night.
Oh, okay. Then
So you're
Titus would be there.
Yeah, you're at the docks, but you're
You're on the
asleep. You're not.
floor.
Yeah.
He's
So
asleep.
actually,
I think I'm like drawing on Titus's face.
Oh.
Or this is gonna be so funny. Tandem's gonna hate it, and like keeps calling Titus the wrong name.
so Jack. Okay, so Jack and a bunch of the crew members.
Yeah.
You know,
She doesn't know me at all.
She hasn't been back. Jane comes flying in on a dragon. She looks like she's rushing hard, and she lands, and a couple of crew members kind of go to her, and she just hops off, and her dragon just stays and watches her, kind of confused.
Does she look frantic?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hopping in there. I'm sliding right next to her. Oh, hey, how's it going? Do you have a report?
And she looks you up and down. What's the last one?
I think they all cancel out.
Plus. Yeah, full cancel.
Got it. So yeah, she looks at you over, and she's like, I'm sorry. I don't think we've met yet.
Well, I'm Jack. It's pleasant to meet you.
My name's Jane. It's nice to
Yeah,
meet
walk
you.
and talk. I'm trying to give the illusion that I'm like
Important?
that I'm above her.
Okay.
Are you rapport?
Yeah, roll a report for me. You're so weird. I love it so much.
I try. A 4.
All right. So Jane's like, you must be one of the new people Mabel was gonna bring.
Oh
in."
yeah, I work directly with Mabel. I've worked with them for a while.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay.
Which isn't even a lie.
I was gonna. I need to tell him I was over at and she starts breathing kind of heavily.
Oh hey.
So she says I was investigating a town called Racine. Roll me a knowledge.
Lore?
Yeah, lore. Thank you, Kim.
Uh-oh. Can I do investigate?
No.
What about contacts?
No.
Then I got a 1.
Well, okay. Actually, give me a Like, what's your what would be the contacts?
A 2.
All right. So yeah,
Way better.
you've never heard of Racine before, and you're pretty well traveled, I guess,
Right,
like
yeah.
Cavalier. So it must be kind of out there.
Mhm.
You can imagine she's only checking her public areas, but
Yeah.
that means it's like kind of like the boonies. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, like the out.
Yeah, like it's pretty rural then. But she says that I saw a gathering of a Republic unit that I didn't think should have been there. Roll me another lore. Contacts works in this case actually.
Ooh.
-1.
So she drops a name and she calls them the Black Diamonds. Never heard of them. You have never heard of them, but it sounds like a name that they'd give themselves.
Scary.
Yeah. And she says, and
He actually sounds scary.
she says I saw them and I didn't think they should be there, so I started asking around and she looks around. She's like, I need to talk to Mabel about this.
How many of them were there?
It was just a unit, so I didn't see all of them, but I think there were maybe 50 in the town total.
Jesus Christ.
Fine. Let's go talk to Mabel.
Okay, so yeah, you guys head up. Are you leading her, or is she taking the lead?
Following her.
Okay, yeah, so she's kind of fast walking. Her dragon is still back there, just waiting for her. But where's everybody else while this is happening?
Sleeping on Tandem's revenge.
I was drawing on you.
Yeah, you didn't wake up.
You have a mustache and an eye patch.
Jesse, we'll get there in a second because I have a little thing to do with you later. Devon and B.
I'm fucking stressing over my son. Just,
Okay.
indoors.
Okay.
I'd probably be in whatever like the main common area is.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess like there's a cafeteria, and that's what it also serves as the bar. So that's kind of where people hang out, if that's what you want. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Okay. So yeah, like you see Jack and Jane. Kind of they rush by, and yeah, Jack waves at you. because it's like a door to the cafeteria off
Yeah.
I
the main hall,
think
right?
I point at Jane and like do like the like choking sign, like like he just kind of like she's frantic, like hey, look at her.
Jesus Christ, Jack's so weird. That's awesome. So
I think
he's
Bee's
kind of
kinda
just a goober.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's just a goober.
I think she just kind of cocks her head and like, that's weird. Okay.
and you see Jane back, and it's been probably a few weeks since you've seen her, and she looks like she's frantic and heading kind of in the direction of Mabel. So I don't know if you would follow, but you at least know that's happening. Clock it.
I think I prepare for Mabel calling us in
Okay.
at some point because it feels like that's the direction it's heading.
Okay. So Jack and Jane, you guys are both on your way to Mabel's office, and his door's open this time. You neither need to knock or anything, and he's
Close it, reopen.
really.
Yeah,
Do
so
you-
I get in front of Jane real quick and like swing it open really hard.
Goosh.
Yeah, no, to like make an entrance.
Yeah.
And I just kind of thumbs up to Jane.
So Jane like looks at you, and she's like, "Oh, like this guy's weird. Like something's a little off about this one." And
he's fucking high all the time. High on life, baby.
Mabel,
And neurotoxin.
I can't feel anything. Also, I got shot and I've been walking around with a wound. Like, I dressed it, but I've not rested. Like, I've been walking around with a wound. Probably bleeds through every once in a while. Yeah.
oh my god.
I gotta change it.
So when you walk in, Mabel like is looking up at you and looks a little like sheepish, like he's been caught with something, and he's playing like dragon chess.
What's the Jesse?
He's playing like he's playing a game with himself, basically.
Are you winning?
He looks down and he looks at you. He says no, and
There's
then he like
only
swipes it off. Like,
There's
swipes
only
it.
losers in Dragon Chess.
There's a
That
dragon.
that is the
yeah.
most true thing you maybe have ever said, Jesse. So he says no. He says no, and then he swipes the game off like the table, just like completely. It falls to the floor, and he says, "Oh, Jane, is everything okay?"
I look at Jane and like, report mission. I just like I look at Mabel and see if he's gonna let it slide.
Jane looks to you and then looks at Mabel, and Mabel he does not tell her anything. So
I'm in charge.
yeah, Jack's getting away with whatever the fuck he
He's-
wants right
He's,
now.
he's working his way to be like the top.
Break glass ceilings. Girl boss.
Jack's the worst.
So Jane says, "Oh, you should probably call the crew in." Jane says that. Yeah, Jane says that to Mabel. You should probably call the crew in, and Mabel says, "Oh, okay. Jack, can you go get Devon? I'm sure he's up in."
Before I go out,
Do you know who Devon is?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Before I go, I have a quick question.
Hmm?
Who's in charge of the little gang?
The little gang? You mean I guess we haven't named them. The crew? Yeah. I don't know that Mabel is thinking. It's like I don't know that anybody's technically in charge, but maybe Beard, Devon. I think they have the most.
Whose
seniority.
plan should we report to?
Plan?
Yeah, if plans ever happen, or if I ever have to make a call, am I allowed to just do whatever I want? And I think his eyes get really wide.
Mabel kind of looks at you and he thinks for a second and he says, I suppose B would be the first person I'd suggest you listen to.
Sounds good.
Somewhere, Devon feels a tingle in his
Yeah,
ears.
Yeah,
the
so I-
service, servants.
So I think I from the little wonky walking I was doing, I kind of and just take the fuck off. Just,
Okay.
just full sprinting.
Okay.
I run past DM go to Mabel's office and run past
I
you.
think as soon as I see you come out, I go that way.
Yeah.
So Mabel himself gets up, and nobody sees this except he gets up and he goes over to the cafeteria and he sees B. He says,
Already
B.
walking.
Yeah. So he encounters you and he says, "Oh, B. I was just about to come get you.
Hi,
Actually.
yeah, I was going to your office.
Why?
Jack said to.
Oh. So do you know where Titus is? We have to have another meeting."
I actually don't, but I think Tandem had a party, so he might be over that way.
Mabel nods and he says, "All right, can you come with me then?" And so you guys start walking off. We'll follow. Actually, we'll keep going. So you guys get to the docks, right? And
Did I see Titus having scribbles
So-
on his
Actually,
face?
no, I have a question. I'm sorry. Did you have a beard and a mustache?
I mean, he's got fuzz now.
Okay, yeah, I would have shaved it so I could draw on the mustache. I love the beard, but I shaved the full mustache so I could have drawn on it.
God.
Yeah.
He's got a chin strap.
Yeah. And he has a drawn-on mustache and a drawn-on pirate patch.
Oh my goodness.
So Mabel goes and so Titus is laying and he has shit drawn on his face and Titus is out still, right? Still asleep. So and right next to him is Tandem and he's in like one of those like poses where you're like, oh, is this man dead? Like his arm shouldn't be twisting that way. But he's breathing, so like you're like, oh. And there's just a bucket filled with water and there's a note on it and says, use this Jameson. Jameson.
So good.
And so Mabel
He's so competent.
I love him.
Yeah.
Mabel looks to you, and he gestures towards the the bucket, and then he says, "You rather, or you want me to?" I don't mind. I never get to do these things.
I mean, you sound enthusiastic, so... if
He
you-
he grabs it,
Yeah.
and he throws it over Titus first, like half of it, yeah. And then he does it, and he throws the rest over Tandem, and Tandem just goes, huh. And like as starts, and Tandem rolls over. Would you have drawn on Tandem's face? Okay, so yeah, Tandem's face is fine. Titus,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would I have been able to convince Jameson to draw on Tandem's face?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
then yes. I didn't draw on his face. Jameson drew on his face.
Alright, so yeah, Tandem has just like jerk written on his forehead.
Is Jameson a bitter ex-lover?
That's a
Yeah.
great
Why do you
question.
think he stays on the ship?
It says jerk on his forehead, and on his cheek is drawn like is drawn like a little like skull, like a crossbow, like a like a skull and bones, like the Jolly Roger, right? And on his other cheek it says Jameson was here. And they both roll over, and Sam says, what? And he gets up, and he holds his head, and he says, I'm sorry.
Y'all look pretty.
He says, what? And he looks at Titus.
Oh.
Have you gotten up, Titus?
Yeah, he's like.
So he looks at you, he says, oh! He starts laughing. And he's like, God, Titus, somebody drew on your face, mate.
Someone say you jerk!
And then Tanner talking to himself again.
I love it.
Mabel's like, I need to talk to Titus and the crew, so Titus, can you follow me?
Yeah.
And Tandem, you should probably get your ship ready. I imagine we're going to need to use it soon. And Tandem says, all right. And then he heads off over, and then he falls over again.
Titus is like, I need some help up.
So Mabel like grab your arm and try to help you up.
All right.
He says, yes, I think somebody did draw on your face, Titus.
Oh, he's gonna try to wipe it off, but he's just like smearing it.
You guys head off. You guys head back towards Mabel's office. In the meantime, Devon or Jack, you're on your way to the Roost. And I mean, you've been probably here a couple times now throughout the week because this is where Stag stays.
I visit him probably like every day.
Okay, then.
Like
so
we I think him and I go like do laps. Because
got
I'm
it.
an anxious person.
Right.
Yeah.
So
also
then-
like I would lose my high.
So,
Anxious or paranoid?
Both.
so then you've been here a few times, like throughout the week, obviously. Yeah, I mean every day, I guess. You know it fairly well. You can get up to where the dragons usually are, right?
Yeah.
And Devon, what are you doing up here?
You said it's been like a few days since I noticed.
It's probably been about 3 days, 4 days.
Okay. He hasn't slept.
Okay.
So he definitely looks disheveled. Like, not slept in like a ooh kind of way, but like in a I have to watch my son. What if something happens in his sleep sort of way.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So he's just like,
I think you probably fall asleep for like an hour. Like,
yeah, like
is
the
he
little
okay?
micro
Yeah.
sleeps,
Yeah.
So you come up and you see that. Right?
Yeah. Has he noticed me at all? Or are you like so like honed in?
I'm very honed in. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to do something.
Okay.
God.
I want to sneak up behind him. I want to put my hand over his mouth and like kind of dig my hand into like his side and be like, "People, I'm gonna spill your fucking guts."
Roll stealth, I guess, and roll notice.
Oh, what's Siren do?
We'll get there.
I don't have a weapon in my hand.
Roll. What'd you say?
Notice.
I got 2.
What's my notice? Oh, I got also a 2.
Nice.
Okay, so you guys tie. Roll again.
Okay.
Roll. Sorry, I'm like tie. I can't give you either of you a tie.
I got 1 this time.
I got 2 again.
There you go.
All right, so Devon, you hear something like behind you, like maybe like it breaks you out of your like haze for a second. You like hear a footstep or something, right? And yeah, you turn around.
I'm
and
like mid crouch, like I'm about to grab you. I'm like,
What?
Mabel wanted to have a meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna tap you on the shoulder. You were zoned.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
I like the look on Tamlin's face when she was like, I'm already done with this guy. It was so good. I was like, yeah, I get it, Tamlin. That's all. Jack might be my favorite. He's so good.
He's gonna test your combat abilities, dude. You guys want to be on a team with reliability?
Hey! Oh my god, I'll throw up right now. Guys, I'll throw up right now.
So yeah.
And then it kind of like, sharp senses, old man, and then I think I'm just gonna start walking back.
Devon just looks like a little puzzled, like shrugs a little
What
bit.
just happened? What did I... Is he real?
Man, hopefully he doesn't do that to Titus. He'll just start blasting.
That's the fun.
And then he'll follow reluctantly. Like he's like looking back at Siren like,
Are you gonna be okay? Yeah.
he'll be back.
Like-
Give him a little kiss.
Like I did when I left my kitten this morning, and I was like, I hope you don't poop on my floor.
You don't put my room.
Yeah, please.
Please
Bye.
don't. Yeah.
That cat's gonna beat me to it.
Sitting there in the room. Dude, go right now. Uber.
I'll be back.
Candle's out for like
Actually,
4
I
episodes.
have an emergency. I have to go.
I got a call.
Yeah.
So, you both head back on your way, and you guys get there first, being Mabel and Titus, and Jane's there, and it's been a while since you guys have seen Jane, just because she's out a lot, and she kind of half-heartedly smiles at both of you, and then Devon and Jackie both get there, and so Mabel kind of sits back in his chair and just gestures to Jane, and Jane says, all right, so I was flying and I was heading north, but then I realized, and Mabel's like, Jane, when you got to Racine. And she's like, right, I was in Racine and I saw these Black Diamond troops, and everybody except Jack, roll me a lore.
Zero.
3.
2.
So, Devon, you and B have the best chance at knowing this anyway, but it's Devon who remembers. For anybody who likes Star Wars, it's like, the 501st kind of. It's not like, so it's a unit that is very targeted. It's like you guys, but if you were 50 or so, there were 50 of you, right? Like you are, like they are special ops. Like they go only like when they're told to. Yeah, like basically,
Jesus
yes. Right. So if they are anywhere, it's kind of a big deal, but nobody ever talks about if they're there, right? Now, the fact that Jane caught like that these are Black Diamond troops it suggests like probably to Devon like, oh, she might be a little sharper than like I thought, or she might know stuff that like I'm surprised she knows. You know what I mean? Because this isn't like that's not easy.
Yeah.
It's good. She did a good job, basically, right? But the fact that they're there is weird. Like already, you're like, oh, that's odd. Like if you had seen the same thing, you would have, said the same. Yeah. But worth noting, they're still not Cavaliers. Like one of you could probably take on at least like 5 of them with your dragon.
Oh, they don't have dragons?
No, they don't. They're not Cavaliers. They're troops. They're soldiers.
Sick.
But yeah, they're not dragon riders. So you guys can still take like, you couldn't take 50, but each of you could take like 4 or 5, just as a man in your dragon, right? Normally though, you'd have a pretty easy time with just normal people, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so Jane says, I saw these Black Diamond troops, I think, and they were roaming. They weren't roaming the town. They were gathered around this one building, and they looked like they were watching out for something. I don't know what, but I just got a bad feeling about it. And Mabel, it's the town, and she says, B, and Devon, you might know, it's the town with the temple. Roll me another lore. Everybody can this time. Except Jack, because you didn't even know what Racine was.
All I
I got
do is
a
lie
1.
and stab.
Negative
It was
1.
Racine, lore.
Okay, sorry. That's 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
1.
Okay, so none of you have heard of Racine before. In spite of how well traveled you are. Now roll me another lore, all of you, even Jack this time.
-1.
-1.
2.
Dice are
0.
Who got the 2?
I did.
Okay,
guys
so
today.
Devon, temple. I mean, okay, so there are these temples that exist in the world, and they might have something to do with a religion.
Word.
And so her saying the temple, like there's a temple here that you're like, oh, that like those exist. Like I've never been to them.
Mhm.
Maybe mysticism isn't really Devon's thing, right? But you at least know that they're there, and they're kind of like not talked about a lot, not in like a hidden way. It's just kind of they're there.
Like a dead religion.
Yeah, functionally, yeah, it's a dead religion, right? So like it's whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
who cares, Nonetheless, she says, it's one of the towns with the temple there, but I don't know what they're doing, and I think it might be worthwhile for somebody to investigate. And she looks at Mabel, and then she kind of like glances around at you guys. And Mabel nods, and he thinks for a second. He says, I wasn't aware that this was happening, and I try to keep tabs on things like this. So I don't like that I didn't know. I think it might be important for us to investigate this sooner rather than later. And he kind of like looks to you guys like
Yeah.
We know.
We
what's gonna
know.
happen.
Yeah. Does did anybody like pipe up or say anything? Questions or anything?
I kind of like look around and then I like look at Mabel and I just kind of go, extinction?
No.
You sure?
Mabel nods, and they're like it's weird to you guys, right? And especially because like I don't know if you've seen Jack and Mabel interact a lot, but they're
Yeah.
being really like weird.
Cryptic.
But yeah, Jack he's like not yet.
All right.
However, Devon, Jack, I want you to take a blindfold. I want you to go and blindfold Rodrigo. I want you to bring him into my office, and I want you to send Jakira in here too.
Yes.
He says you two specifically.
Interesting.
All right. I think I just stand up and just walk out. Real calm, I think.
Okay.
Devon kind of looks like he wants to say something, like he wants to refute it or something. Like
Sure,
he doesn't
no.
feel like it's a good idea.
Well,
but
Mabel's you know Mabel to be very open. He will not chastise you. He will not like argue with you. He'll discuss with you if you do disagree. That's up to you though. How Devon would react. And Titus, I mean, B, you guys can speak up. Like Mabel obviously respects both of you. So if you do say something, but
I think like he's like holding his tongue and he's like about to walk out and he's like, wait, why?
are you guys just staying silent?
Mm-hmm.
Jack, you hear Devon stop. I don't know if you do, but
I think you kind of hear like, I just turned back around.
okay. So
I just like peek my head in to hear the answer.
Mabel says, I'd like to see if he'd tell me, but also, if you're taking the ship, I don't want him near them right now. I have a suspicion I know what this is, but And he stops. He stops talking. And he looks down. And he says, I just want to talk to him.
Okay.
And he says, thank you, Devon.
Yeah.
You guys go, and then Titus and B, in theory, you're going to wait.
Are we
Yeah.
walking next to each other?
No.
Well, like, I came back, so like,
Oh,
are
okay.
you waiting for me to walk away?
No.
Oh.
Okay, he's just not making a point to
Walk next to you.
he's not making
Yeah.
a point to walk next to
So I
you.
think he's kind of walking a little bit in front of you, and he's like, do you always question orders?
I don't think he wants to. Like, I don't understand.
He told us to go get them, and you asked why. I don't know why it matters.
I don't understand why you care.
I'm just curious.
Okay, well you can be curious.
A little combative.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I like that Adam is always like, what if my character doesn't like Tamlin's character?
I literally asked him a question, and Devon was a dick to me out the gate.
Listen, okay. Devon is
very stressed
Devon
out
is
right now.
very stressed out because his son is sick.
Yeah.
Okay, his son isn't sick, but he thinks his son is sick. And also, like, new guy.
That's you a question.
Yeah.
We're colleagues, man.
it just, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. No, I was just curious. I like that.
Thank you.
I just keep walking.
Yeah, so you guys keep walking, and
I'll go get the old man.
Tandem, Jameson, okay, no, Tandem is sitting on a stool when you guys get to the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Tandem's sitting on a stool. drinking lots of water. Jameson's just patting his back and shaking his head, and then kind of like smiling to himself because he saw the shit on his face.
Little shitbird.
Yeah.
But they don't pay you any heat. Like you guys can go and come and go as you please. So you guys go down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you. Yes. Huh?
Oh, sorry. I probably would warn them that we're gonna.
Okay, so you're gonna.
That we're gonna be moving him.
How do you tell them? Like, do you shout it across the bush?
No, just like as we're walking by next to him, like, hey, so we are gonna move him. And then
they like Tandem sobers up, right?
Yeah.
Like immediately, like Tandem like looks up, and Jameson also looks surprised, and he said, Tandem says, "Oh, I get. Did Mabel say so?
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Just letting y'all know so you don't.
Yeah." Yeah, I think it's like you see Tandem like literally sober.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, all right.
Like if we just
right.
show up back with him out of the thing, everyone's gonna
what
be
are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, right.
No, they don't question us. We're in charge.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tandem like gets up and he stands up and you guys leave, right? And he starts talking to Jameson. You can't hear the conversation.
Yeah.
But then you guys walk down. And you guys go to Rodrigo?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna unlock it.
Okay.
And just open it.
So there.
Back up a little bit.
So the guard who's usually there isn't there. But there are keys that are like out of his reach, 8 feet away. And yeah, you open the. Rodrigo's like sleeping probably. It's still early-ish in the morning.
And he had to deal with the party.
Yeah, exactly. So as soon as you put the key in, he like his eyes just open, right?
Oh hey, open it, and I hang the keys back up, and I kind of just look at him.
So
has blindfold in hand.
He's on the floor, right? And he looks up at you both.
Blindfolding? Oh yeah, like a
sack.
Potato sack, and handcuffs.
What do we need handcuffs for?
Just in case.
He looks up at both of you. It's that like when he first wakes up, it's like that thing of like, oh, where am I? Like, what's happening? It's very animalistic, right?
You're still in prison.
No, he doesn't say that out loud.
No, I know. I see his expression. Like you're still in prison.
And his eyes settle a bit, back to where they usually are.
You gotta ground them. Old people sometimes get a little startled when they get up.
Don't want him to start sundowning.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
As you guys are like talking, he catches the blindfold, right, and the shackles you have, the manacles.
Yeah.
And his face rests a bit. And he says, "Right.
If you're cool about it, we don't have to put the shackles on."
And he says, "I promise you, I will not resist."
I just look at the vibe.
And he kind of like sits up, like stands up, and looks at you both, and holds out his arms, in case you're going to, and closes his eyes.
The one kind of like rolls his eyes a little bit and like sighs. But the protocol.
Can you take the old man?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Put the sack on his head.
Yeah.
So you guys do like blindfold and you blindfold.
I think we blindfold him and put a sack on his head.
Okay.
Double. Yeah.
So then, how are you guys escorting him? Like hand on shoulder, like holding hands?
Actually, I don't want him to walk.
All right. So, do you want Winnie to carry him?
No, I want to put him on like something with wheels. I don't want him to be able to count how many paces.
I dig. So you could. I mean, there's like a wheelbarrow or something like that.
Okay.
That's probably they don't have wheelchairs.
I think we'll just like pick him up and put him in a wheelbarrow.
All right.
They were like, sit down.
He's not like he's almost putty in your hands, right? As much as a human can reasonably be.
Yeah.
So you guys put him in a wheelbarrow. You have to carry him up the stairs.
So I'm gonna take out a little piece of coral and I'm gonna lay it on his chest so like it doesn't prick him, but if he moves or tries to get up, it might prick him.
Okay, I follow. Okay. He doesn't react. I'm sure he barely feels it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then we just roll him. roll him to the office. Yeah.
Okay. Do me a favor. Roll me. I don't even know what that would be like. Not you, Tamlin. Adam, roll me. Yeah, roll first and tell me what it is.
It's pretty bad. I got a -1 without knowing what it is.
So, I'm trying to figure out if you place this thing in a way where he's going to get stuck. Like, actually, I'm trying to figure out athletics or physique.
For me?
Yeah.
Then I got a 0.
Okay, so it doesn't stick him. Like I was trying to see if like you guys jostled it and then he gets stuck and now he's high. You know what I mean? But no, that doesn't happen.
Cool.
So you guys wheel him along and people are looking like
yeah.
Tandem and Jameson You're so funny, dude.
Like a parade.
Waiting, yeah.
Devon just like straight faced.
I'm just waving at everybody.
So yeah, like Jameson and Tandem like glance and then they just nod, you know. But the crew members like, oh.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of looking. Imagine if you saw like the president being like, you know, in a wheelbarrow blindfolded. Yeah,
Something weird's going on here.
Yeah. So you guys keep going. Do you guys say anything? Rodrigo's not talking.
No.
Okay, so you guys get back to Mabel's office, and Titus and B. It's been quiet, maybe a little. I don't know if it's been awkward for you guys, but Mabel's definitely not talking. I think he's writing stuff down.
Titus is gonna try to like wipe off the stuff, and then he's like, "B, did I get it?"
No, do you need help?
Yes, please.
Alright. No, I'll just stand on a chair and I'm just like, take
Very
it off.
good,
The mom felt
I
like,
think
Yeah.
now you realize your mustache has been shaved.
Well, I do that, and then I do that last. I'm like, oh, hun, your mustache is gone.
And I find out who did this. Gonna shoot him.
I already have a hole.
I like that Titus is making like mad cat noises.
Yeah.
Um,
Did we get there?
yeah. So you guys get back,
Yeah.
and
Delivery.
he's in a wheel. So yeah, he's in a wheelbarrow, and he has a sack over his head. Mabel nods to you both. And
Also, I have a question. Would we have been able to take like a longer route?
Yeah. So you.
I don't want to have time frames either.
So what you could have done is gone from the docks, like up onto the top of the island, then back down into the headquarters, which is undergroundish. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's probably best.
Yeah, that's probably what we did then. Because I'm being like real fickle. His ears are probably fine.
So stab his ears. Can't hear anymore. Steph. So,
I've taken your sight away from you.
so
oh my god.
Mabel says, "Can you take him out and
Take him out. Sorry.
can you take him out of the wheelbarrow and leave the room and close the door on the way out? Jane, I want you to stay here and go get Jakira.
I plucked the coral off of him, like pocket it.
Stab yourself a little high again." But yeah, so he
Titus
says,
is like, "Can I get a little shot?"
Yeah, Titus's forehead.
Oh.
he says,
It's like Botox.
Oh, is that marker that Jameson put on, or is that pen that Jameson put on you still there?
Jameson did this.
Yeah, I mean he signed Tandem.
That's a funny guy.
roll me your like what rapport, I guess, lie, deceive.
Yeah, I got a 2.
Jesse or Titus, roll me, I guess, a notice or an investigate.
Oh my god, so I got a 2.
Reroll. Damn you guys.
Just lying.
Got a 2 again.
I got a 4.
All
Oh
right.
no, I got a
Yeah.
5.
Dude,
actually.
Jameson put this fucking pen shit on
Why
my
would he
face.
do that?
Man, first mate's always kind of a dick.
You should shoot him.
So yeah, Mabel did say like, can you guys leave, like, get him out, lift stuff off, leave, and close the door on your way out.
Are we
And
going to investigate?
he as he's saying it, he hands you a map. He rolls up a map and hands it to you, and he says, "This is where it is. I just need you guys to figure out what's happening over there."
I take it and I hand it to Pete.
No,
The boss.
put it in my little pouch on my hip.
Okay. So Jane leaves real quick. She like, kind of trots off to go
Yeah.
get Jakira. Who takes the thing off of Rodrigo's head? Because he asked. It's one of the things he asked for.
Yeah.
Devon?
Yeah, I'll be like the last to kind of leave the room and just on my way out.
Okay, and the blindfold. 'Cause
Oh
it's
yeah,
the
we
sack.
did both.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, should we shackle him now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, slap the cuffs,
Yeah.
pull the sack,
Yeah.
and then pull the tie.
So Rodrigo's eyes been closed this whole time apparently, and I think Devon, you're the one. You and
Taking a
Mabel.
nap.
Yeah, right. You and Mabel are the only people who are in the room to see it. Because I've been closed the whole time. But they open, and then they like kind of just look around, and then he looks at you, and he looks at Mabel, and it's quiet. And maybe like I don't know if anybody else is in the room, but it's a really weird silence, Devon. Like of, you know, like
Yeah.
yeah, but like in a weird situation, you know. So Mabel says thank you, Devon, and kind of nods. And,
Anytime. Just walk out the
and then
room.
close the door.
Yeah, close the door.
All right. So yeah, that's where we'll end it for this episode. I appreciate you guys listening, and also I appreciate my players a lot. I never say it, but thank you guys.
I'm neutral.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks, Jesse.
Wow.
Jesse's true neutral. It's the
Yeah.
most boring alignment. Do we want to plug our stuff?
Yeah, follow us on Advance Armory at ADAVANS Armory. We all work on it. We all do really cool
Except
stuff.
for Jesse.
Except for Jesse.
Except for Jesse. But he's, you guys heard,
Yeah,
You
already
know.
He's neutral.
You know,
Hey,
yeah.
Jesse.
Neutral.
Hey, Jesse, be better.
Follow Tanlin too.
Oh yes, my art account Gremlin Frog Art on Instagram and Twitter.
And then you can follow us on our social medias at 5 Gems in a Trench Coat on Instagram and TikTok, and at 5 Gems Official on Twitter.
I think that's everything. Oh, Co-Fire.
Oh yes, and if you liked it, you can rate us a little 5 stars if you liked the episode. Leave a little comment so we can read it.
Share with your friends. Put it on
share
your
with your
story.
friends.
Tell us
Yeah.
about how much
Tell your grandma to listen to it.
of a punk bitch Devon is.
No, we love Devon. Tell your grandma to listen to it. All right, thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, hello. Thank you for listening to 5 Gems in a Trench Coat. Be sure to follow us on social media at 5 Gems in a Trench Coat on Instagram and TikTok, and at 5 Gems Official on Twitter. If you liked the episode, please rate us 5 stars and leave a little comment. We'd love to read it. And if you'd like to support us further, you can leave us a little tip on our Ko-Fi at ko-fi.com/5gems in a trench coat. Thanks, and catch you in the next episode.